The purpose of the Beginner Witch Doctor Guide is to provide you with a build and item recommendations that will reliably carry you through the pre-torment difficulties and get you into low torment farming, without requiring specific legendary or set bonuses. For the purposes of the demonstration, I have removed paragon points and high-level gems to simulate a beginner character. The build revolves around the synergy between the poison element and summoning skills of the Witch Doctor, which can serve as the basis of an efficient beginner playstyle with very limited gear available. The build begins farming runs with an activation of summon zombie dogs and gargantuan, who are to be kept at your side at all times, and resummoned when killed, which in the lower torment difficulties is a rare occurrence. You assume an aggressive playstyle, rushing ahead of the pack of minions while dropping acid clouds and haunting as much as your mana allows. You can exert a moderate amount of control over the enemy through Pyranado, but once you feel endangered, simply activate Spirit Walk and fall back behind the minion lines. Two reliable summoner skills produce a significant chunk of your minions: summon zombie dogs and gargantuan. Without the need for specific gear rolls in their favor, they provide decent damage with the poisonous synergy of rabbit dogs and big stinker. Both skills also benefit from the passive choices discussed below, adding to the maximum number of summons, bolstering their damage through Midnight Feast, and turning them into a meat shield through Zombie Handler. While the minions are responsible for part of your damage and protection, you will be far from idle. The build assumes a proactive, leader-of-the-pack attitude, with the Witch Doctor spreading deadly dots and potent crowd control. Your primary damage dynamic is between Haunt and Acid Cloud, two skills that excel at AoE destruction. Haunt is the skill you open fights with, a considerable 4000% weapon damage dot at the dirt cheap price of 50 mana. Spreading to a new target if the original one dies, Haunt is one of the most resource-efficient spells in the Witch Doctor arsenal. Elementally synergistic with the rest of the build, the Poison Rune Poisoned Spirit provides an additional 20% increase in damage taken on affected enemies, rightfully considered as the most attractive rune of choice, especially in group play. Acid Cloud is the nuke of the build, at a reasonable 175 mana per cast. Used as a follow-up to your Pyranado crowd control and Haunt debuff, Acid Cloud brings a smattering of burst damage and maintains the poison synergy with the Lob Blob Bomb rune. While it offers less AoE than Acid Rain, Lob Blob Bomb offers an autonomous homing slime with superior single target potential. To maximize the Acid Cloud AoE and ease the spread of Haunt, as well as to provide general crowd control, we will be taking Piranhas with the Vortex effect of the Pyranado rune. To further sweeten the deal, Piranhas increases the damage taken by affected enemies by 15% and adds a minor dot effect of its own. Our movement tool of choice, Spirit Walk, is there to bring you in, out, and to combat better than any other skill in the Witch Doctor arsenal. This versatile mobility spell operates on a cooldown similar to its peers for other classes, allows you to ignore enemy collision, makes you temporarily invulnerable, and even speeds you up, all for a generous 3-second duration with the Jaunt rune. This concludes the overview of the active skills. Now let us look through the passives. Two pet-related passives occupy half of your slots, Zombie Handler and Midnight Feast, sharing a similar power of raising your Summon Zombie Dog's cap by 1. This is where the similarities end, however. The former is a toughness-oriented choice that supplies you and your pets with a massive 20% life increase, while the latter amplifies their damage with the substantial 50%, thus providing a baseline of skill damage that early game gear often lacks. A reliable source of additional damage, Pierce the Veil balances its power out with a significant drawback, increasing your mana costs by 30%. While the spending might seem problematic at first, careful management of your resources and a keen eye for health globes to feed into your Reaper's Wraps is an essential skill that is best learned early on. To supply the pet ranks with additional troops, Fetish Sycophants will be taken as the fourth and final passive of the build. Quickly stacked by Haunt, your fetishes will rally at your side and lay waste to your enemies with an efficiency greater than your other summons. They assume your highest elemental damage on gear as their own for damage boosting purposes, as well as benefit from Fetish Army skill percentage on gear. While this guide outlines a bare-bones witch doctor equipped with nothing but rare and craftable pieces, there are several build variations you can deviate into, as dictated by a common gear drop. The Belt of Transcendence essentially provides you with better fetish sycophants, allowing you a free passive slot for several viable options. One of the best passives in the game, Grave Injustice, provides an incentive for quick and efficient clearing by restoring health, mana, and resetting your cooldowns on kill, essentially bringing you even more speed through the more frequent spirit walks. As an added bonus, it teaches you the importance of pickup radius as a secondary stat, as it broadens the radius of the on-kill benefits. Gruesome Feast adds 10% mana and intelligence when you're healed by a health globe, stacking up to 5 times. While stronger than Pierce the Veil, it is also harder to maintain due to its timed nature, making it a secondary recommendation. Nevertheless, it is a potent pick that fits a key item of the build, Reaper's Wraps. Last but not least, if you have toughness issues or play hardcore, add Spirit Vessel, either as a free 4th after Belt of Transcendence or prior to that as a replacement of Pierce the Veil. During the early gearing stages and initial torment progression, rare items and random legendaries will occupy the majority of your gear slots. As you gradually collect your first sets and key unique items, following the in-game comparison system and the stat priorities outlined on the screen will result in a solid character for the first few torment difficulties. While the majority of gear will drop unpredictably from regular farming, certain items can be targeted through the completion of bounties. Reaper's Wraps are an excellent bracer option for beginner witch doctors, as the spenders of this class tend to be mana intensive, and devoting passive skills to mana management is considered suboptimal. These bracers restore up to 30% of your mana reserves when you get healed by a health globe, creating a synergy between the aggressive close-range playstyle and picking up globes from defeating foes. Luckily, these bracers are craftable, and the plan for their creation drops when you kill the Act 5 boss Melthiel on any difficulty. Ring of Royal Grandeur is a legendary from Act 1 caches that reduces the number of set items required for set bonuses by 1. While it might not be immediately useful, obtaining powerful bonuses such as the 4 and 6 piece set bonuses of the Zunimasu set as early as possible for a huge spike in character power is an opportunity you should not pass up. Bounty farming will be inevitable for crafting materials, so optimize your farming time and get this ring as soon as possible. When put together, the drawback of Pierce the Veil and costly resource spenders like Acid Cloud can make your mana hard to manage early on, when legendaries and set bonuses are scarce. To assist with resource management, the Act 3 cache item Pride's Fall can be added to the build, reducing your costs by 30% after not taking damage for 5 seconds. This helm can allow you to spam more freely as long as you're mindful of incoming damage. The majority of gear will be found by random chance, as you farm normally by killing monsters, opening chests, and gambling at Kadala. While the list below is not exhaustive, these are some of the pieces to look out and spend blood shards for. For example, all the items that construct a set, like Zunimasu's Hunt including Zunimasu's helm, chest, pants, boots, gloves, ring and offhand. Individual armor pieces such as Cindercoat and Tasker and Theo will provide you with valuable damage bonuses and synergize with numerous endgame builds. Voodoo masks are especially important for witch doctors, with build-defining drops like Quetzalcoatl, Carnival, Mask of Joram, the Grim Reaper and Ticlandian Visage all contributing to a specific playstyle. Weapons such as the Dagger of Darts, Star Metal Kukri, Suwonk Diviner and the Furnace. They either provide powerful elite damage bonuses or twist a potent skill into an even more powerful version of itself. Mojos are no less important than their weapon companions, and easier to gamble for due to their lower price. Legendary mojos like Homunculus, Think of the Deep, and Henry's Perquisition provide with powerful utility bonuses, while set mojos like Zunimasu's String of Skulls and Manajuma's Gory Fetch are the best in slot options for their respective sets. Your armor sockets should be taken up by the highest tier topaz gems you can afford at the time, while the helm is best filled by an amethyst for a boost to toughness. The weapon is best fitted with an emerald. If you stumble upon jewelry with good crit stats and a socket, you can also start dabbling into legendary gems. At the lower gem levels, ones with individual damage procs like Gem of Efficacious Toxin, Wreath of Lightning and Pain Enhancer will yield the best result per gem level. With better gear, Witch Doctor staples like Bane of the Trapped, Simplicity's Strength and Enforcer should take priority and be leveled as soon as possible, as they scale favorably with their levels and fit into several endgame Witch Doctor builds. In the Paragon points, max out movement speed to the 25% cap and spend the rest on intelligence in the core section. Adding to maximum mana is up to personal preference. Prioritize crit damage and crit chance in offense. Armor followed by life percentage and then all resistance in defense. And finally focus on area damage and resource cost reduction in utility. And this is it for the beginner Witch Doctor build. I hope you enjoyed the guide, and if you did, I would appreciate your subscription to my channel. See me live at twitch.tv/thedeadset, talk to me on Twitter and Facebook that I link below, and I'll see you guys next time.